Hawks are hot in the playoffs, but can they stop Jonathan Stevenson, Cooper Dunbar, and Levi Welty? Round 2, Game 1, coming up next. Hawks, Racers, live. We are live from the Centerbrook Drive-In Court, the home of the Centerton Racers. The Racers look good this season. Can they beat the Hawks? This is going to be a really fun matchup. The Wolfleys are playing together once again. Here are the lineups. It's Gavin Wolfley, Micah Muller, Trenton Wolfley, Rohan Pearson, and Trey Harper for the Hawks. And for the Racers, it's Cooper Dunbar, Nash Sigmund, Landon Lampley, Levi Welty, and Jonathan Stevenson. Before this game, they added this court. This court for the Hawks, for the Racers are new. Dunbar will get the ball. Will get the ball. Sigmund has it. Sigmund goes in. Pass to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 3. Here's Wolfley. It's Gavin Wolfley for it. With it. Now it's Muller. Now it's Trenton Wolfley. Wolfley to Pearson. Pearson back to Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley misses the 2. Stevenson with the rebound. Here's Jonathan Stevenson. Back to Dunbar. Now it's Welty. Here's Sigmund. Nash Sigmund with it. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson to Welty. Rebound Welty for 3. This Racer team is really good. Centerton can shoot those threes. Here's Wolfley getting covered by Dunbar. Wolfley goes in for 2. Gavin Wolfley is a guy to watch out for the Hawks. Here's Sigmund. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar looks. Now here's Landon Lampley. Here's Dunbar again. Cooper Dunbar misses a 3. Stevenson rebound and the slam. Stevenson with the rebound and the dunk. Dunks it in on Trey Harper. Centerton has an 8-2 lead. Here's Wolfley with it. Wolfley back to Pearson. Pearson to Harper. Trey Harper for 2. Stevenson gives it to Dunbar. Dunbar looks. Back to Sigmund. Now it's Lampley. Landon Lampley. Back to Welty. Now here's Sigmund. Sigmund to Dunbar. Dunbar has been outstanding this season. Dunbar for 3. Cooper Dunbar have a night so far. Here's Wolfley. Wolfley has it. Pass to Harper. Trey Harper with it. Stolen by Stevenson. Stevenson with the steal. Pass to Lampley. Lampley misses. Rebound by Wolfley. Now here's Trenton Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley keeps it. Pass to Harper. Stevenson covering. Big defense by Stevenson. Now here's Pearson. Rohan Pearson to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley misses. Sigmund rebound. Nash Sigmund back to Dunbar. Dunbar has it. Goes. Now it's Welty. Here's Lampley again. Now it's Levi Welty. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson keeps it. Now it's Welty. Levi Welty will miss the 3. Pearson with the rebound. Pearson to Muller. Micah Muller with it. Now here's Pearson again. Pearson to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley will miss the 3. It's Lampley rebound. Lampley to Stevenson. Stevenson will miss the 2. Rebound by Pearson. Pearson back to Wolfley. Covered by Dunbar. Gavin Wolfley has the ball. Keeping it himself. Wolfley. Dunbar there. He looks strong on defense. Now Micah Muller will miss the 3 though. Dunbar gets the rebound. Here's Sigmund. Next, Sigmund will miss the three, but Stevenson gets the rebound and puts it back up for two. Here's Gavin Wolfley. Timeout, Centerton. And we welcome you back here to Centerton. The Racers lead. How about the league leaders' points in the playoffs? Gavin Wolfley and Justin Kirby sit 1 and 2. But the points for Wolfley are not doing good here in this game tonight. How about Minette is out there? Here's Gavin Wolfley with it. Here's Minette. Jetta Minette has the ball. Back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley has the ball now. Getting covered now. Here's Wolfley. Trying to go. Back to Pearson now. Pearson to Gardner. Grady Gardner. Misses a three. Stevenson rebound. Stevenson to lane play. Lane play. Misses the three. Gardner with the rebound. Pass to Trey Harper. Now here's Wolfley. Wolfley for two. Stevenson gives it to Crum. Here is Carter Crum with it. Crum back to lane play. Lane play has the ball. Lane play to Stevenson. Stevenson to Gordon. Jackson Gordon for three. The Centerton Racers back to Pearson. Pearson to Wolfley. Crum. Now, here we go. It's Pearson with the rebound. Here's Wolfley with it. Wolfley goes up. Passing Pearson. Pearson will miss the three, though. Stevenson to Crum. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon for three. Here's Gavin Wolfley for three. Misses the three, and the Racers are up big on the Hawks. Centerton going big time in this one. 19-6 is the score. We welcome you back here to Centerton. Great game here so far for the Racers. Muller to Dalton. Drew Dalton for two. Now, here's Gordon. Jackson Gordon out there. How about Grant Irwin, number 82? Irwin with it. Garrett is out there as well. Now, here's Crum. Carter Crum. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon. Can't make the three. Ty Bitton with the rebound. Here's Bitton with it. Back to Muller. Muller covered by Gordon. Now here's Minette. Covered by Irwin. Three-pointer missed by Gordon. Here's Jetta Minette with it. Minette has it. Now here's Muller. Micah Muller for three. Here comes Evansville. Crum now with it. Carter Crum has it. Crum. Pass to Irwin. Grant Irwin with it. He's going to go up and score. Grant Irwin for two. Here's Micah Muller. Timeout, Evansville. The Hawks call a timeout. They're down by 10. Now, here we go. Centerton has the lead by 10. Welty is back into the game. Into the game for the Racers once again. Cooper Dunbar and Jackson Gordon. Here's Grant Irwin. Irwin out there. Here's Trent Wolfley. Back to Minette. Jetta Minette with it. Here's Grady Gardner. Gardner has the ball. Pass to Wolfley. Covered by Crum. Trent Wolfley misses the two. Gordon with the rebound. Gordon to Dunbar. Dunbar looks now Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the three. Dalton with the rebound. Here's Minette. Minette there. Trenton Wolfley for two. Evansville trying to come back on the Racers. Here's Dunbar with it. Dunbar has it. He looks. Dunbar keeps it himself. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the three again. Dalton there. Here comes Muller. Micah Muller for two. 6-point game. Gordon to Dunbar. Dunbar with it. Holds it himself. Pass to Irwin. Grant Irwin with the slam. Here is Muller. Micah Muller with it. Covered by Gordon. Micah Muller for two. Make it 23-17. Timeout, Drew Dalton. No, timeout Hawks, not Drew Dalton. We welcome you back here to Centerton. The league leaders field goal percentage of the season. Jonathan Stevenson leads the league in the field goal percentage. 23-17 right now in the second quarter. Now here's Layden Laneplay. Laneplay has it to Dunbar. Dunbar to Stevenson. Stevenson back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for three. That is the one person that no one wants to get hot. Dunbar is outstanding. Here's Dunbar. Dunbar looks. Back to Gordon. Gordon to Stevenson. Stevenson looks strong. Big cover by the defense. Dunbar has it. Cooper Dunbar for 3. Dunbar puts them up by 10 again. Wolfley with the ball. Back to Gardner. Gardner with it. Polson covering. Gardner. Back to Pearson. Now here's Minette. Jenna Minette getting covered by Lanefley. Here's Minette. Now it's Pearson. Pearson misses and will slam it in. Misses, gets his own rebound and puts it back in with the slam. Here's Jackson Gordon. Gordon has the ball. Back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar misses. Stevenson rebound. Gordon misses the 3. Gardner there. Here's Pearson. Pearson back to Wolfley. Here's Wolfley again. Gavin Wolfley for 2. Here comes Evansville. The Hawks are coming back in this one. Dunbar. Back to Polson. Bo Polson with it. Polson to Dunbar. Dunbar goes up for 2. Pearson gives it to Minette. How about Dunbar with 14 points tonight? Gavin Wolfley for 3. 5-point game. Centerton has the lead, but Evansville is coming back. Polson has the ball. Here's Polson with it. Polson to Stevenson. Now it's lane play. Big pass to Stevenson, almost stolen. It's going to be a jump ball. Who's it going to get? Whose ball is it? It's going to be Racer basketball again. Dunbar has the ball now. Dunbar looks. Dunbar has it. Going up, misses it to Wolfley has it. From deep 3-point range, he will miss the 3. And at the end of the first half, the Racers have the lead against the Hawks. Centerton, great game at the Centerbrook Drive-In Court. Let's send you back out to the Nova Rain halftime show. It's been a great game here tonight. Stevenson and Dunbar both have looked good. Stevenson, really good player. Take a look at the bracket behind us now on your screen. The Huskies up 1-0 on Orange Beach in this series. Orange Beach has looked really, really good. But I do have to say, Evansville in that game was best. The Hawks are up there, same as the Racers as well. We will be back after the game for the post-game show. But right now, Dunbar and Wolfley are your top performers here tonight. Now, here we go, back to Centerton. Racers have the lead. Only by a bit. It's a 5-point game, though. Really good game. Let's check out Cooper Dunbar in this one. Dunbar has been very strong here tonight. A ton of threes and only one inside the paint shot. Back line, Wolfley has a ball from his brother. It's Gavin Wolfley. Pass Muller. Now here's Pearson. They're trying to get it started quick. Trenton Wolfley misses the 3. It's Stevenson with the rebound. Stevenson has the ball. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar looks back to Lanefley. Landon Lanefley to Welty. Welty almost loses it. Here's Dunbar again. Dunbar to Welty. Right by Welty. Misses the three. Muller. Back to Wolfley. It's Trenton Wolfley. Pass to Harper. Trey Harper with it. Now Pearson. Now Muller. Micah Muller. Misses the three. Stevenson rebound. Stevenson with the ball. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar having coverage from Trenton. Now it's Sigmund. Nash Sigmund with it. Back to Welty. Welty for two. Centerman gets on the board. Gavin Wolfley has the ball now. Here's Wolfley. Back to Pearson. Pearson with it. Pass to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley misses the two. Dunbar with the rebound. Dunbar. Back to Sigmund. Back to Lanefley. Landon Lanefley with the ball. Back to Welty. Welty to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar will miss the three. It's Muller with the rebound. Wolfley back to Gavin. Here's Muller. Now it's Trenton Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley looks. Misses the three. Welty back to Stevenson. Here's Stevenson. Pass to Lanefley. Now it's Dunbar again. Dunbar looks. Covered by Wolfley. Dunbar has the ball. Back to Sigmund. Nash Sigmund for three. 10-point game. Wolfley has the ball. He looks. Looks to drive it in. Covered by Dunbar. Now here's Trey Harper. Missing the three. Welty back to Lanefley. Lanefley back with it. Lanefley to Sigmund. Nash Sigmund drains another three. Timeout Evansville. Welcome back to Centerton. The Racers look strong in this one. You just saw Ray Green number 5 there. Here we go from Centerton. Looks like that the starters are back out there. Evansville will get the ball. Here's Wolfley. Back to Muller. Micah Muller has the ball. Back to Trey Harper. Harper looks. Back to Wolfley. Gavin Wolfley misses the threes. Welty. Back to Lanefley. Lanefley to Stevenson. Jonathan Stevenson for two. Now here's Gavin Wolfley with it. Wolfley has the ball. Here's Pearson. Pearson to Muller. Micah Muller has it. Covered by Sigmund. Nash Sigmund covering. Here's Gavin Wolfley for three. Big time three by Evansville. Here's Dunbar. Dunbar has it. Back to Lanefley. Here's Landon Lanefley with it. Lanefley to Dunbar. Dunbar up, misses the two. Wolfley with the rebound. Here's Pearson. Covered by Welty. Now it's Wolfley again. Gavin Wolfley is clutch. He hits another three. Here's Cooper Dunbar. Dunbar has it. Dunbar to Sigmund. Sigmund with it. Welty. Welty looks up, misses the two again. Pearson to Wolfley. Wolfley to Harper. Trey Harper with the back to Wolfley. Now here's Muller. Micah Muller will miss the three. Welty back to Stevenson. Stevenson looks to keep it himself. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar has it. Cooper Dunbar Misses the three. Harper with the rebound. Evansville playing really good right now. Harper back to Wolfley. Back to Muller. Micah Muller with it. Muller misses the three. Langley barely gets the rebound as he almost falls out of bounds. Langley keeping it himself. Going up, misses the two. It's tipped. Now he's Trent Wolfley. Now it's Gavin Wolfley for three. 6-point game. Dunbar with it again. Dunbar has it. Back to Welty. Here's Welty. Welty to Dunbar. Dunbar looks. Almost loses it. Dunbar misses. Stevenson rebound. He will put it up for two in one. Harper with the foul. Man, oh man. Racers catch a break. At the line for one, it's Jonathan Stevenson. Now, here's Stevenson with it. Stevenson, free throw is good. 44-35. Here's Jenna Minette with it now. Minette has the ball. Covered by Dunbar. Grant Irwin looks like he's coming into the game. Minette to Gardner. Grady Gardner for three. Gardner drains it. Gordon to Dunbar. Dunbar from deep three. Misses. 44-38 after the third quarter. Great game we are seeing here from Centerton. The Racers up just by a little bit. Fourth quarter coming back your way from the Centerbrook Drive-In Court. The Racers have looked good tonight, but the Hawks are back. The Hawks are flying high after the third. Take a look at the assists of the game. Sigmund to Dunbar. Dunbar drains the three. Now, we welcome you back. Here we go. It's Dunbar that has the ball first. Dunbar to Gordon. Here's Polson with it. Polson to Langley. Langley, big shot. Now to Gordon. Jackson Gordon misses the three. Gardner with the rebound. Here's Wolfley. It's Trenton Wolfley out there. Wolfley back to Minette. Jetta Minette to Grady Gardner. Gardner with the ball. Pass to Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley misses the three. Here's Jackson Gordon back to Langley. Now here's Dunbar. Dunbar with it. Dunbar to Gordon. Jackson Gordon will miss the three. Minette with the rebound. Here we go again. Minette with it again. Covered by the defense. Here's Gardner. Covered by Langley. Back to Wolfley. Dunbar there. Trenton Wolfley misses. Polson rebound. Back to Gordon. Jackson Gordon with it. Looking to keep it himself. Now to Dunbar. Dunbar looks strong. Dunbar takes it himself. Up for two. Let's make it 46-38. Dunbar has 17 points tonight. Trenton Wolfley misses the three. Dunbar to Gordon. Jackson Gordon for three. No, for two. I thought that was for three there. I guess not. Here's Trenton Wolfley now. He has the ball. Back to Pearson. Pearson to Wolfley. Trenton Wolfley for three.
3 points. Timeout, home team.
Timeout, Centerton. Racers and Hawks in a really good one. It's a 7-point game for the Centerton Racers. 48-41. Dunbar, Gordon, Lampley. No, Dunbar, Sigmund, and others out there for the Racers. How about Levi Welty? Looks like that the starters are back out there for both teams. Here's Dunbar with it. Back to Welty. Welty to Dunbar. Stevenson with the screen. Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar for 2. Trenton Wolfley now with it. Wolfley to Wolfley. Here's Pearson. Pearson back to Moore. Micah Moore will miss the 3 though. Welty gives it back to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar back to Welty. Here's Dunbar again. Dunbar looks. Dunbar. There. Welty almost loses it. Sigmund to Lampley. Landon Lampley for 3. And the Racers are back up 53-41. Here's Gavin Wolfley. Wolfley has the ball. Looks to keep it himself. Wolfley covered by Dunbar. Big time shot missed by Wolfley. Dunbar with the rebound. Here's Lampley with it. Lampley to Dunbar. Cooper Dunbar. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson for 2. Jonathan Stevenson starting to score more. 55-41 now. Gavin Wolfley has the ball. 2 minutes left in the game. Gavin Wolfley misses the 3. Stevenson rebound. Here's Sigmund again. Sigmund with it. Sigmund has it. Back to Dunbar. Dunbar with it. Stevenson there. Here's Lampley again. Lampley. Landon Lampley with it. He looks on. Pass to Dunbar again. Dunbar looks for 2. Misses. Rebound Dunbar. Lampley back to Sigmund. Here's Sigmund. Back to Lampley. Welty. Cooper Dunbar. He will miss the 3 though. Harper with the rebound. The offensive rebounds are coming along nicely for the Racers. Pearson back to Wolfley. Wolfley covered by Dunbar. Here's Pearson back to Moeller. Micah Moeller there. For 2, no good. Welty rebound. Centerton fans are on their feet. Welty back to Dunbar. Here is Lampley. Lampley to Dunbar again. Dunbar for 2. Dunbar is outstanding tonight. Wolfley has the ball. Keeps it himself. Now, Trent Wolfley. Now it's Micah Moeller with it. Moeller inside the paint. Now it's Pearson. Pearson back out to Trenton. Trenton Wolfley has the ball. Keeps it himself for 3. Misses. Welty with the rebound. Now here's Dunbar. Are they going to hold it? I think they will. Dunbar holds the ball. And Centerton easily wins this one against Evansville. The Racers take game 1 against the Hawks. Cooper Dunbar goes off in game 1. (57-41). Once again, what a game. Dunbar goes off. He is no question the Quaker Arrow Show. Quaker Arrow Show player of the game. Yes, it is Cooper Dunbar. What a game by Dunbar. Multiple inside the paint shots, multiple layups, and multiple three-pointers. Great game by Dunbar. He owns Evansville. That will do it for the game tonight.